So you're directing the Jungle Book. Was
Yes.
it your favorite Disney animation when you were kids?
I liked Jungle Book a lot growing up. It was around from when I was. It came out. I was born in '66. This came out in '67. So I don't even remember when I first saw the film, but I remember the music. I remember everything about it. So it must have been very important to me. And back when I was growing up, there weren't a lot of movies for kids, so we would see it over and over again. So it was a great honor to be able to present this to a new generation.
So maybe the audience didn't expect you behind this movie. What attracted you to the project?
I really loved the opportunity that the technology offered, and I love the timeless story. So doing something old and timeless with new technology seemed like an interesting challenge.
And what was the most challenging part? Was it the balance between the technology and the true story?
Yeah, the challenge is the technical challenge is hard because nobody's done a lot of these things nobody's done before. But I had a lot of really wonderful technical people and artists working with me. So I never felt the challenge. It was a challenge I was facing alone. I had the best in the business. But I think that for me the challenge was to make all that technology disappear and not interfere with the emotion of the story. And as a filmmaker, that's something you're always balancing because you're doing a big magic trick, but you want the story to be more important than the magic. Well, the book was the one surprisingly that Disney was more drawn to when I was Disney the studio, not the man. When I first saw how they were discussing it and developing it, they were very much following in the path of the Kipling stories from 100 years ago. But I felt very strongly, having grown up with the '67 film, that we needed to acknowledge the characters, the music, and the tone, to some regard, of the animated classic. And so it was my job for close to a year before we actually began filming, to try to incorporate the two. And I'm very happy with the balance we struck. I think we acknowledge it enough so that fans of the original feel can enjoy it and feel that this is honoring the old one, but yet there's a lot of surprises, and we take full advantage of the excitement that comes with the photoreal approach.
Talking about the music, did you hesitate to include the bare necessities at first?
Sure.
Or?
Yeah, there was no. When I first was talking to Disney about it, the music wasn't something that they were considering, and but I felt so strongly that we needed some. The trick was how much could you use and not turn it into a musical where the tone shifts. And so I think we struck a nice balance, but there definitely was, reticence and concern every time we were mixing tones.
Plus, it's Bill Murray who's singing,
Yes.
And that's a huge bonus.
That helps, yeah, Bill Murray, and you gotta have him sing.
And because the story is much darker than the animation, aren't you afraid that the younger audience will feel left out?
As a parent, I have a pretty good understanding about the way my kids certainly, the way they're going to react to certain things. And I think that as a parent, I respect other parents too. And what's nice is if you look online and you look at the trailers for our version of Jungle Book, it'll give you a good indication of what the tone is. Now for some, it's considered in the United States a PG movie. The original one was a G, which means it's for all kids. This one has scarier stuff in it. And so if your kid is the type that gets scared and is, and you're concerned that they're not going to react well, you should take a look and show your kid online what we're doing, and some love it, and some, the little ones, you're seeing photoreal animals trying to chase this kid down. It gets scary at times, but the violence is really, we effort to keep it off screen in the tradition of the old Disney films.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because the movie is in 3D.
Yes.
And did you plan the movie for 3D at first?
Oh yeah,
or?
we planned it for 3D, and I worked with Rob Legato, who was one of the innovators as a visual effects supervisor. And he had worked on Avatar, worked on Hugo. There's wonderful opportunities if 3D is done well. I think the problem is 3D is often an afterthought, and I wasn't interested in that. It's my first time working with 3D, and I wanted to take full advantage of the medium, just as I try to take full advantage of the visual effects. To me, it's a powerful tool, and if you use it well, it can enhance the story. And if it's an afterthought, I feel it's just annoying.
And what do you think about the Disney's new wave of live-action remakes?
I think that the new wave of Disney live-action remakes offers an opportunity for filmmakers. There are fewer and fewer films getting made now because there's so much competition from other media, and these effects-heavy films take a lot of resources from a studio, and so they tend to make movies that are very similar to the movies that came before them. Superhero films have done very well, and so you see a lot of superhero films, and they tend to do well at the box office, which makes, these studios are running a business. They're comfortable with safe bets. What's nice about these animated classics that are coming to the screen, and the fact that they're well received by audiences, mean that there are different types of movies that are being made using these technologies. And that was part of the excitement of working on Jungle Book, is I could do something without explosions, without superheroes. I made 2 superhero movies. I enjoy them, but
Me too.
you want something different too.
Yes.
And so the idea of showing animals and showing nature and showing water and fur and fire and telling a story that's very simple in its conceit, using these powerful tools, offered an opportunity that you don't often get as a filmmaker.
Right. And for the last question, so if the audience were to remember one thing only about the your Jungle Book, what would it be?
To remember one thing, I'd say that it's a film that a tremendous amount of care went into. From 2,000 people worked on the movie, and it's showing, using the best artists that we have to show a world and a style of cinema that hasn't been shown before. So it's definitely worth seeing. You should definitely see it in the theater in 3D if possible.
Thank you very much, Jon Favreau.
Bonjour Manu.
Bonjour.
On est là pour parler de Tout pour être heureux,